Hello there and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded. I know, Oh, he's back. Anyways, but I only got one figure for today. Alright, it was like a filler post on Instagram, and I'll explain why when I actually show him, but yeah, it's just a filler post until I can actually get some of the bigger showcases done, like Fortnite and Elden Ring, which Elden Ring's gonna take a million years, so it's probably gonna be a while, but yeah, enjoy. Whee! Alright, so, as you saw in the thumbnail and as you know by the title, it's Asgore from from Deltarune. And yeah, I know he's from Undertale, but apparently Deltarune is like a different universe or some shit. And this is just a specific version from Deltarune because of his clothing and whatnot. But yeah, is his leg slightly separated? That's what it looks like, that gap, kind of like right there on the thigh. I don't know. But this is based on the meme, the driving in my car meme. If you don't know, it was I think in the game, Asgore hit somebody with his car or something like that. I don't know. He just hit some character, like a deer, like an actual deer person monster thing, with his truck. And people have just characterized him as this alcoholic. And the meme was a traced over version of the what do you call it? It was like the hunter guy from Open Season, like the scene where he's like smirking, and then it flashes back to when he like swerved off the road to kill that one deer and put him on his hood. That was what the scene was, and that's what got traced over and turned into a meme. So then somebody made a parody song being like, driving in my car right after a beer. That went along like with the Asgore theme from Undertale. So it's kind of funny how that theme has gone to goofy remixes, the fingers in his ass, Kanye West likes fingers in his ass, and then the driving in my car meme. You'd be surprised with what I know from that side of the internet. I don't know anything about, like, Deltarune. Well, I know little, but I know, like, some bits of Undertale as well. I don't know a whole lot, but I just know, like, bits and pieces. But I know more about the fandom than I do the actual game, which is kind of funny. But let's get on to the figure. So the figure, the head, it started out as that pig guy from Monkey Kid. I think his name's like Pigsy or some shit. It was like kind of a basic name for character Pigsy. But I just sculpted a lot of it, like all the hair, the beard, the horns, the ears. I don't know why they're kind of, fat fucking bars if you ask me. But yeah, at first I concepted it, and the concept does look pretty different from the actual version, which that's usually how it goes. Concept to reality can be a bit, not deceiving, but, it can be very different sometimes. So in this case, this is just what he looks like. I like how he turned out, and of course I did like the whole black outlining thing on like some of the hairs, on the beard, and of course on the back of the head, and even like at the base of the horns. I like how it turned out. I'm pretty sure did I do some on the ears? I didn't do some on the bottom. Oh yeah, the unpainted inside of the back, like bottom of the head. But at first, I just planned on using this, like, that one fat bootleg body piece that you can find on, like, Fat Luffy, Ronald McDonald, some fucking Colonel Sanders. It's, like, a really weird bootleg. I don't know why it exists. It just does. But I did use it. The only problem is that the head turned out to be too wide. So then I was like, oh, okay. Well, the guy's wide in-game, so I can just widen the torso. It would make sense. But then came the fact that I had to then widen the legs. And if you don't know, I have only done the shoulder portions, like widening the shoulders, making them a little bit more broad in that case. I've only done that to the shoulders, so like doing it for the whole body is like it's kind of weird, but clearly I got it down, and I like how it turned out. I think you got that big old beard good. Oh yeah, I just kind of gave him like the Simpsons Buzz Cola thing to be beard, but it's cola, so it's not the same. But yeah, no, I had to do that to the body, and then I had to widen the arms a little bit. And they looked so stumpy initially, so I like slightly extended the wrists, which you'll see on the later figure in the Fortnite showcase when I eventually make that. But yeah, I like how the torso turned out. And even like I gave him sleeves, which I don't think he has sleeves, like the rolled up sleeve kind of look, but I don't know, it's kind of fitting. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, the legs did have to also be widened, so the hips were widened a little bit. Yeah, I'll just use my character as like example. The hips are slightly wider. You can't really tell, but while the legs, you can definitely tell, are definitely wider. And the way I did the legs is that I sawed off like the flat part of a normal minifigure leg, and I just kind of like sanded it down a little bit to where it's like thin enough to still fit between studs if you can see that. And I just kind of sculpted it on, kind of made it look natural, and I like how it turned out. My white paint, this is something I really want to talk about real quick. Hold on. The white paint I used on this guy, I've used it before. I used it on Fortnite figure that you'll see when I, again, make that showcase. I used this Liquid X, fucking titanium white. All I had to do was just water it down, and I applied it in layers, and it turned out really good. Like this, like you can still see like some of the paint strokes and whatnot, but like that's kind of how it is with some of these paints. So, like the pink on here, terrible thing to work with, by the way. Working with stuff like pink paint, in this case, like from Apple Barrel, is so bad because it is thick. It is thick as hell. Even if you just apply it in thin coats, it is still thick, and I hate it. But you gotta work with it, I guess. But I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about Asgore anymore. I did sculpt this little tail because when I was looking up reference, I was like, does he have a tail or something like that? And I looked it up, and I got this screenshot, and it's just like kind of a wild one. But you know what? It works. It works. I had to like see what the back of his head looked like specifically because of the hair. But yeah, this is kind of similar to my what do you call it? The knee surgery Grinch, where I based it on the meme where it's supposed to be the meme. So like the face in this case, kind of like how it is with both of them. So mainly the head was the meme, but then the rest of the body had to be based on the actual character. So it's kind of funny, But I just kind of have this one purist figure. I don't know this character's name, just the deer that gets run over. Isn't it like Des or some shit? I don't know. I know it starts with a D, ends with an S or something. But I just did this just for the bit, the actual like driving in my car bit where I just recreated the meme. It's not, it's not the greatest recreation, but it's the best I could do. Honestly, I planned on like going a bit harder, like doing a bit more stop motion with Asgore, but then I was like, fucking, I'm too lazy for this shit. But I mean, it's pretty basic. It's got the legs and then green torso, deer head. Yeah, this is just like from a costume figure, and I just used a red hood head for the inside. But yeah, I mean that's about it. There are no other figures I can show you. I will say this though. I know that in the meme he has a blue car, he has a blue truck. But initially when I planned on going a bit harder with a bit and planned on doing a lot more, I was going to use this one truck. It's that one Overwatch truck that I modified years ago to give it wheels and just make it into a normal truck. I did that years ago, and then I pulled it out and had like all this random bit at the back, so I was like, okay, well I have to like kind of modify it now to make it look a little bit better. So I did this to the back. And even replaced like this part. That used to be blue. I replaced it. But oh yeah, some of the sticky tack on the front, because you'll see in the thumbnail, because in the background you see like a blurry part where it's the deer just like stuck to the hood, which is supposed to be a reference to the to open season and like what the hunter did with the deer. What the hell was the guy's name? I can't think of the actor's name who played the deer. I can't think of his name. I'm pretty sure the deer's name is Elliot or some shit. But well, I forgot to put my character back on the stand. And that's about it. Like I said, Fortnite should be next. That's probably going to take a bit because I do want to get the bits done first before I film the showcase and even make the post on Instagram, because I am going to do something special with Instagram where like I give them special backgrounds that are like the different POIs of Fortnite, so like Tilted Towers, Risky Reels, shit like that. I plan on doing that, so it's probably gonna take a bit. But yeah, that's about it, really.
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bar.